I'm still in the middle of eating breakfast. Challenge mode is donkey ass for you. Oh my god, my finger. Um, well, that was a thing the way it looked. It's difficulty for you, which makes sense, considering some of the debuffs you got specifically were completely fucked. Now that is bullshit. But the question I'm wondering is that free experience? Because if it is, farm that shit. Figure out a way to kill it. It would probably take you the better part of a year, but you know. Then you'd be able to actually cover levels way more faster. Well, that might not be a good idea, especially since you get debuffs every 2 levels. I still think it's fucked that you're getting some of the more insane debuffs, and I haven't actually really seen like anything super insane. It's mostly debuff that just applies to your damage or HP, debuff that increases the enemy damage output, debuff that affects your damage output and reduces it, and then a debuff that just makes you take damage. Whereas like you know, you get a random ass fucking spawn. Where's my shit like that? I want that. Also, that's probably going to be really buggy too because you'll run to it and it won't count at times, and you'll still get the spawn anyway. Or you run to it and the fucking thing spawns anyway. Admittedly, I guess the upside of that is that because I'm not getting any of those insane debuffs or anything, my damage, I think, is going to maintain. And that should be mostly fine. Sorry, I'm going to need to resync my head. For some reason, me sitting normally, it has it like looking up. Wait, did you get the 50% of the damage you take goes to you? Or, you know what I mean? Did you get that one? Okay, that should fix my weird, like, numbness. Did you get that debuff? Oh, wait, no, I realize I'm relaxed, and every time I'm adjusting my shoulders. Ah! Hold on, I'm calibrating. Okay, that is way more normal. Yeah, your your run is just one of those runs which, uh, if it were any other game, many people call it a dead run. Really, just on like what you're going through. Admittedly, the music is befitting of what's going on right now. It's very dark and ominous. But hi, everyone. Fancy seeing you this 22nd Monday, the day before the possible announcement for the Steam machine. That happens maybe tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? When's the 23rd? Yeah, tomorrow. I am personally looking forward to it. Sorry, I'm also eating a yogurt at the same time. You don't see the spoon in my hand, but the camera can't pick it up. Ah! Hand is still looking better, but... Oh, you're like well ahead of me then. Damn. But the first, well, I mean, just means you're going to be able to clear things a little bit easier because, like, that stuff is going to be a fucking steroid. Wait, what was your end of chapter debuff that you got? Like, what was that? Oh, that's a little too. Hold on. Yeah, that's way more normal. I noticed that while I was talking, my character was constantly like, bunching back and forth. It's kind of annoying me. Oh, it was the weird spawn thing. Okay. Because I was about to say, that weird spawn thing sounds like it's a genuine, like, end of chapter debuff. Not like just one you just get. So, you know, I had to wonder. Don't question what my hands are doing. I fucking hate that. I fucking hate that. Because y'all see my hands just... It's fine. It's fine. If it's not super obvious, I did just wake up. And I am just in the middle of eating my entire breakfast. So, oops. I ended up laying in a little bit too long because of the... I was talking to friends last night about just D&D, and I was drawing at the time, so I wasn't really paying attention to the time that well. Oh, I assumed you wouldn't have to. I just always fought it because it was in the way. Like, straight up, I think you could have sprinted past that thing the entire time. But every single time I've come across it, I'm always like, I'll fight you. I'm gonna prove my prodigy or pedigree of how good I am. And the times I have fought it, it was always like, not really that big a threat. Admittedly. Then again, I kind of just rebalanced everything. He just kind of stands there, so you break his AI. So you just kind of just like. I was looking for animations, but I'm way too lazy right now. The mere act of finding animation and everything is like, that's taking a lot out of me. Also, proximate. You mean to tell me that whenever your summons die, you also have to run to the spirit for their death? Or is it like enemy summons? Okay, no, enemy summons I would expect that. Enemy summons I would expect that. I thought it was like your summons, and like that was fucked in like execution. Yeah, whenever you just kill, yeah, that makes way more sense. Because if it was your own fucking summons, I'd just be not summoning at all. Honestly, yeah. Thinking about it, summons are probably the one thing I might actually sell, because everything else doesn't put me in extra danger because it's all like related to like what I do and how I do stuff. Summons just now put me in danger, like flat out, and I can't like mitigate that danger really. So I have to like just live with it. Wait. Oh, you also got that debuff. Oh, that's fucked. Well, I'm not surprised that he just would smash you during with the summons. Unironically, the only way to kill the thing. Yeah, yeah, Akora. And the issue is that I swore I do I have a debuff? The like oh I don't die skill. Like I have like a specific debuff that's like okay whenever that procs, it can't proc again or something. Or I have to like kill or something. I don't remember the specific debuff. All I remember is that there's no a condition to the I don't die thing. So I'm like not even gonna bother with that because for all this purpose, that's just a free fucking like debuff as long as I don't play into that specific like let me die skill. Maybe I don't remember. If it is, then well, I just avoid that. Then I get the lament one, I get the stealth one, and there's two free like death ones. But realistically, not be direct. If I die, I fucking deserve it. I've played this game now enough where I should not be taking those kind of risks, especially in a challenge mode run. Because I also don't know if because you died and it didn't delete your save, right? Like you were still like good to go and everything, right? Yeah, random enemy projectiles are always rough to deal with because it's like, where the fuck did that come from? Or where did the random enemies chewing my ass come from? Okay, you're not hardcore. Well, I don't think there is a hardcore option. If there is, oh my god, what the fuck? I mean, that's like a self-applied thing. I think if I were to do another challenge run with the challenge mode, I'd just make it do hardcore. And every time I die, I would just mark down a death and restart from the very beginning again. A true roguelike experience almost. Though the downside would be that it'd be really boring because the start is like so nothing. And the one thing I'm kind of annoyed about is that I kind of wish that the challenge mode wasn't just debuff, 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 and instead had like, okay, at the start of every act, you get a big debuff. Every 2 levels, you get a debuff. But whenever you finish an act, and then whenever you start another act, you get a debuff and a buff. But like simultaneously, the debuffs cannot like interact with the debuffs. The buffs can't interact with the debuffs, is what I meant to say. That way, like your build could fundamentally like change in a way that would be different. Yeah, because like eventually those debuffs are just going to stack up to the point where I think everyone's build's going to end up becoming the same. Like genuinely will force you to just play the exact same fucking way. I don't know what that way is, but we'll end up doing that. And I think the actual way to like play that game is just not get fucking hit. So I think it realistically is just like a magic crit build where you blow enemies up from afar and just run away really fucking fast. Because I feel like after a point, your stats are going to end up being like so capped in regards to like what they are and what they're doing that you're just going to keep doing the same tactics over and over. Like I think after like New Game Plus, I'm just going to get my crit chance up to like a natural 100%. Oh my god. Yeah, that's pretty fucked. Because I know if I were to get like the Withered Hands or whatever that one is, the one where I attack slower and cast slower, if I were to get that again, that's going to end up sucking so much dick. Because I'm currently a caster. The fuck do I do after that point? What, start leveling attack speed instead? Mind you, that is after like I think a kill or something, but still. The main difficulty is again, it's just that it's really about choosing debuffs that you don't interact with. I think that's really boring. It's not that I don't want to interact with the debuffs. I feel like there's just not a good way to indirectly challenge them to make it creative. Because what ends up happening is you get, like, I don't know, the best end game gear for your specific build at the time. And you just ham fist the shit out of that until you get the next upgraded gear set of that exact same gears. All you do is switch it out and then just keep going. Plus, also from what I understand is that every new game gives you a plus 10 levels as a base for your items. See, that is a debuff that is interesting. Because it's not all bad. Not all bad. It's actually reasonable. Well, no, it's still like, oh, I have to live with that. Enemies doing more damage is a boring one because eventually they'll just get cheeky hit on you and you'll die. There's nothing really you can do about that. But that one, it's like, okay, the dash still like will cover distance regardless. There are still things that allow you to get like infinite dashes and the like. So you can still end up spamming the shit out of it. So like it works. So I don't know if it's like you just have no invulnerability on it, or if it's like 50% less. You know, like it's like, oh, 100% less invulnerability. Okay, but what does that mean? Because yeah, I know it's like 100% means no invulnerability, but I don't know if that's like the not the linear type, the cumulative one. You know what I mean? The Dark Souls scaling one, where it's not actually like a true 100%. It is more like 70 or something stupid like that. It's a lot like that's the one thing like I don't understand with the percents and everything is that I kind of wish it would just tell you, or at least would show you the stat. I don't know if the game actually has like an inbuilt like invuln frames tracker. If it doesn't give you any iframes anymore, then I mean, just run away. The best type of iframes you have is just not getting hit in the first place. Or running up and smacking the shit out of them. That also works. I think my double shield build will probably still break the game anyway on challenge mode anyway if I were to do it. I'm not going to. Because that's insanity. Because the double shield build specifically also had the caveat of I don't heal. And I'd rather not. Well, the blocking is not that big a deal because I didn't block. I admittedly just parried. But also I just kind of ran up and just smacked the ever-living shit out of enemies first and foremost. And I avoided having any good actual fights. Sorry, I'm trying to get my mug, there we go, unstuck from the booster. For some reason the bottom of it is really sticky. That one fucking sucks. Like decreasing the power window by 8%. That's a meaningful debuff. Increasing stamina usage too? What the fuck? That changes the complete, like at that point. Just fucking use magic. Like, it seems like a lot of these debuffs are just straight up fucking, like, just use magic. Or, uh... taking damage locks a portion of your max health based on the damage taken. Resting or set lock... That fucking debuff will give me a stress disorder. The fuck? The fucking thing's called stress disorder. I am somehow impressed that I've been able to manage. I also wonder how they just give you the debuffs. Like, do they evaluate based on your build, or do they just kind of throw it at you randomly? Well, admittedly, overexerting yourself is something that is rough, but also I rarely do it in the first place, unless I'm mining. So it's really not that big a deal. I feel like the overexertion debuffs are so, like, whatever. Like, unless you're doing a melee build, then it's like, okay, there's your main thing. But if you end up doing, like, on critical hits, or not critical hits, on magical hits or whatever, and you end up getting a debuff tied to that, you can kind of just go full melee at that point. But it seems like all these ER debuffs actually are, like, melee orientated. Because, you know, if you get hit in melee combat, you're going to lose HP. If you overexert yourself, you took more damage. Is that... That's particularly fucked. That is genuinely one of the more fucked debuffs I've seen. That mining, therefore probably cutting trees? Or maybe not. I don't know about cutting wood. I don't know about digging. I think digging counts as also killing an enemy too. But that is such a kick in the dick. Like, not even a funny kind of kick in the dick. That is just mean. Like, what the actual shit type of debuff is that? Well, the only reason... Well, the reason why I said maybe shoveling, or sorry, digging, is that the multiple times when I had, like, that magical buff whenever you swing weapon to do extra damage that uses up your mana, I noticed it would proc on the shovel. It obviously procced on the mining thing, which I guess kind of makes sense now. But that makes me wonder if you can ever get your weapons to ever do, like, enough flat out damage that the mining nodes break instantly, and you end up having not needing a pickaxe in the first place. Man, that means you also can't really mine. You have to, like, rely on, like, merchants. I mean, unless you want to play with the risk, then sure, go ahead, I guess. Wait, that means a few times I've been mining and I've been hitting it. I've actually, unironically, been dealing with the debuff that I have in regards to those debuffs. And I've only now just realized that and acknowledged that the stress of attacking something counts for mining. And now I'm thinking, oh god, what is that? Hmm. I really don't know about that. Well, at the least, I know that if I get that debuff, I might take it. Because if it keeps spawning an enemy, and if I buff the fuck out of my damage enough, I think I could take a tier 3 weird spawn. I think I can win that fight. And assuming it gives experience, assuming, might be unironically a good way to get power levels. Downside, also means you're going to be getting constant debuffs. So it's like a 50-50. It does drop Cobweb. The issue there is that I'm not worried about the Cobweb, I'm worried about the experience. The experience is the main thing I'm like remotely curious about. Because the Cobweb is like a whatever. Admittedly, I have seen people talk about the challenge modes and technically getting the minus experience debuff. I had it at the very start, I think, where you take 25% damage decrease, physical, magical, critical, and ranged. I don't know if critical was in that actually, but you also took a minus 25% experience gain, which makes you level up slower, obviously. But it technically means because you level up slower, you can still get the strong gear, but you're not going to be dealing with the debuffs as much, technically. But I don't know if that's a good thing, because taking a 25% penalty to your experience gain means that you'll be under level for a lot of stuff, and it means you're going to have to take like more unique chances with a lot of like, well, in my head, grinding. Like, I feel like experience gain penalties are always going to be like, yeah, you just have to grind more now, because you will miss out on like your base levels for like empowering your damage and the like, and your survivability in some cases. Cough, cough, endurance. That I feel like that a 25% penalty to it does only kind of work late game, because your build kind of comes online around like level 40-ish, really, because that's also when you get like the gear that works at level 40. So I'm like not too sure if that was actually like a good thing or a bad thing, because, you know, again, the build coming online after a certain point, and anything after that point is just pure extra power that you're getting. I guess what it could end up meaning is if you end up getting that, if you have your build already fully online and everything, you can craft like a demon. And because you're crafting all the time, you won't get experience, or well, you won't gain as much unless you get like it somehow 4 times. Somehow 4 times is what I meant to say. Then it's a bit more reasonable. Then you could definitely work with it. Yeah, you're finally above 100 HP after how long? How long has it been since you got like that debuff? From like the very start of the game, or no, it wasn't the very start. It was damn close though. But yeah, in my case, I feel like with challenge mode, it would be just that little bit more interesting. Sorry, I'm trying to get the fucking thing to check my thumb. There, I think it would be just that bit more interesting if it was your first level debuff. Oh god. If you could either get like a major steroid buff to like, I don't know, anything upon completing a chapter, because I feel like dealing with all the debuffs and finishing a chapter and getting you more debuffs is still rewarding you enough that it's like a good thing. Sure, you can still break the game, you can still find the weird gimmick builds and do magic crit builds, But I don't know. I feel like there's a point where the player needs to get rewarded with a buff that cannot be interacted with. Oh shit! Just punch the fucking microphone. In the sense of like maybe you get more skill points or more level points. You know what I mean? Like, or it doubles your current existing ones, so it's like you have effectively like double the amount of levels you have. That's an overpowered one. I would want that. That's also like meant to be at the end of the chapter type of thing. And you know, just certain things that fundamentally the game will never be able to touch unless it can. Then that'd be fucked. Because then it's like you're just doing a very weird game of like minimizing, maximizing the buffs and debuffs at that point. At least that's what I would want, because then it's like, okay, my build can be even more creative in a unique way, where the debuffs are modifying the actual gameplay and making me have to change my build on the fly. Or I just ignore them and just keep playing the one specific way I have been. That's basically my current build in a nutshell, to be honest. But I will say I am enjoying the challenge mode stuff. I'm tepidly fuck's sake. I'm tepidly excited for getting my arc or chapter 2 debuff. I'm curious on what I'll end up getting. Also, apparently you can't like save reload to choose out the debuffs. Apparently you're on a preset line the moment you start the fucking game. Because I've seen people say like, oh, you can't save and reload and just reroll the debuff. No, you have the fucking set debuff and you're fucking living with it at the very start of the game. So it has like a line of buffs that you're going to be getting every fucking like however many levels, and you're just gonna have to live with them, which is unique. At least that's my interpretation. The fact that they weren't able to save scum the debuff kind of just tells me that, yeah, you're just gonna have to live with a lot of them. But also, was your magical critical chance 100% because of the perk, or 100% because of something else? Like, did you somehow manage to get the gear? I mean, I know you're like in Arc 2 and everything, but like, I'm curious. Is that like a true natural 100%, or is that a 100% with the perk, or is that 100% with gear? Past that, while I'm waiting, I'm currently in the midst of waiting for the next, well, tomorrow basically. Like, I'm curious about the Steam Machine, if it's also going to acknowledge the Steam frame itself, and whether or not it'll be a thing that we will get our hands on early or late. And your base crit, oh wow. Where's the rest of your crit coming from then? Like, I'm assuming you don't have like 50 in that stat that gives you crit chance, right? Because your range and physical are both, 6. Because I imagine you're not going to be like trying to outwin anything, right? Okay, so it's the same thing I have. Yeah, it's everything I do, or I have to. Wait, no. That's a different one. I'm thinking of the one where you get alternate crit. from light to heavy. What fucking perk is that? Maybe I have it and I don't know, but... Well, there's no reason to get that one if you're alternating spells then, is there? Like, realistically, you'd just be... I guess maybe getting it for, like, the heavy one. Or the more costly spell effect. Admittedly, another game I was playing that was scratching an itch. There was actually 2 games I played recently. One of them, disclaimer, does have AI generated artwork in it, but everything else, to my knowledge, is human made. And apparently they are working on removing the artwork, but also, like, you could just do really shitty drawings and it probably would still be just as good, if not better. It's called Gargadus. Gargadusa apostrophe S Tower. Gargadusas is how I pronounce it, but also I keep one thing called Gargadusi. It was a game where you manage a fantasy RPG guild, you form your parties, you... Yeah, no, like, legitimately, the name is so easy to make jokes out of. Oh, you got it for the crit damage perk. Oh, that's fair enough then. I'll probably end up getting the same thing then, probably at some point. But yeah, that title is so easily taken the piss out of. And I feel like that's fair until it's either completely on AI, but also, like, I'm still going to keep taking the piss out of it because it used AI. But it is like, if anyone here has played or heard of Football Manager, but fantasy. You build your own guild, you build your own parties, people you hire that to handle a bunch of different duties, you build buildings, you send them on quests, you send those people on, like, long-term journeys, and, like, this here big tower called Gargadus's Tower, Gargadusi, and, you know, they go through the tower and everything, and they, well, clear it. I was playing the demo, and it gives you, like, 1 year in game to actually play through it. Because apparently you have, like, 1,000 years to actually, like, beat the tower, which is unique. And I did enjoy my time with it. Like, I really liked the experience of just managing that type of thing. I wouldn't mind if there was, like, a little bit more animations going on in it. At least, like, whenever you sent the party out, it'd be nice to see, like, I just like had a representation of, like, a person or, like, the party running towards, like, the end part. Just little personality things, but also probably would be AI as fuck. But it's an interesting game. Apparently, it's going to be having multiplayer, which is, I don't understand how that's going to be feasible or doable at all. But at the very least, I'm probably going to do one of two things. If the Steam Machine is set to come out hilariously soon after the announcement tomorrow, assuming it's actually announcing anything in regards to that, or if it's just like, yeah, here's the price, release date, fuck knows. Then I probably won't get it. But if it is some time away, like, you know, 2-3 months, gives me more time to save for the Steam Machine, I will probably buy it, and I probably won't stream it unless I do it for, like, a, you know, just chatting day where I'm like, oh fuck, I run out of things to talk about, let me just quickly do this, because apparently you can integrate Twitch chat into it, and you can make Twitch chat be people in the actual, like, thing, like, the workers and everything. So for all intents and purposes, I can make you guys be my adventuring party and complain about you whenever you don't do things I want you to do. Isn't that right, Cora? No, I'm not that mean. At least I don't think I am. But the other thing I was doing was Sorry, I'm like trying to remember the name of it, so I'm just gonna open up Steam. It's called The Bloodline. It's also an early access, and it's got like a lot of good potential. With, it's also got a lot of good potential. Also, Hypia, where same thing like Tainted Grail. It actually has like a lot of like freedom in regards to how you want to build. The only thing I don't like is the fact that you've got your skill trees and your skills. You can respec those at any point in time. You can just deselect them effectively. The one thing I don't like is that your base stats of like your character, I don't think you can influence that. So you have to just kind of just live with what you choose. It doesn't have to take a Grail approach of just, yeah, take the levels out and just put them wherever you want. So like obviously while I'm off stream and I'm not like doing anything particular, I'm playing those and just getting my fix for other stuff. I don't ever tend really streaming the Bloodlines specifically because I don't know, it's still early access as fuck. It's still like rough around the edges and stuff. So I probably won't be ever really streaming it. Cora, I'll be direct with you. I'm probably never going to get to Spire 2. It is not a game I would enjoy. I did not enjoy the first one. And even if it's like, oh, but you can play it with friends, that's not going to really fix it for me. Because I don't know, like, any game can be a friend slop game if you just are taking the piss out of it. And I just generally want to treat most games like I'm actually enjoying, so I can actually have fun with them. It's kind of why I'm avoiding like games like Gamble with Your Friends and Peak mostly, because I'm sorry, I want a little bit extra bite to most of my games I play. Like, it's great that other people like it. Good, play it more. Keep enjoying that. Not for me. Admittedly, I've been playing Warframe again. Thanks, Pia. But yeah, again, Warframe has that issue of like they haven't really done anything major. It's still the same fucking game, which is fine, I guess. The one thing that was actually very interesting to get to revisit was a game known as Adventure Quest. And if you know that name, you're old. You're old. Sorry, my hand was being weird, because I was trying to put it to the camera. Because they put out a playtest recently for Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity. Their re-import of their base Adventure Quest Worlds game into Unity, so it's smoother. It doesn't lag your tits off in game, and it's on Steam. I backed it a while back on Kickstarter. Pardon me. And I haven't been aggressively playing during the like super buggy alpha part because I'm sorry, there's no actual fucking content to actually realistically play. But watching the progress and like everything else improve slowly but surely has been so interesting to see. I kind of wish they would import like Adventure Quest and Dragon Fable and even admittedly MechQuest, but I don't think they would do MechQuest. MechQuest doesn't have much of anything, to be honest. Guardian isn't currently imported into Adventure Quest Worlds right now. Someone let the farm animals out. No, it's not so much about it lagging. It's more about having it on Steam. Because I feel like if it being on Steam would be much more better for its like exposure and it being seen, so to speak. Even though like, I imagine it's still pretty bad popular. But I know they also had like Adventure Quest 3D, which is it's alright. Not really what I would expect out of them, to be honest. Kind of expected more of a different thing, but hey. I don't think. I don't think they would. Good lord. Yes, I did. Because like, I'll listen to my background right now. Mm. Hi, Jij, by the way. I hope you're doing well today. So I'm just now currently muting, and well, muting whenever I'm talking, so that maybe you hear me specifically talking over everything. Well, at the very least, it seems like they calmed down a little bit. Well, I don't think so, but not much is up, to be honest. Of course the blue chicken's gonna stay there. You fucking think I wouldn't? This shit's funny. That shit is fucking gold. Chicken acquired. What was I saying now? Yes, I would want them to like bring in Adventure Quest and Dragon People on like Steam or something, or at least import it over to like Unity proper and not be still relying on Flash, because I think they're still relying on Flash. I'm not too sure, but I know in at least Infinity right now they do not have Guardian. It's really only if you've backed it you get access to it. I think you can still technically back it, but you won't get any of the extra stuff. I'm not too sure though. Don't quote me on that. Because that's the only way I know that you can get access to it. But yeah, it's nice being able to revisit like effectively, fucking 10 years ago almost, if not more. And it's a more cohesive and detailed experience too. It's like going back and playing through stuff that's actually like updated, which is nice. I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. But past that, I haven't really done much else. I mean, I played Impulse with a few others once. Impulse is alright. It's just a solidly alright experience. I wouldn't write home about it. It played the way I would expect, and I sucked the way I would expect me to not really be doing good on. So, Sorry, my nose is itchy again. But is there anything else anyone else is excited for coming out or anything recently? Sorry, my nose is really fucking itchy. Good lord. Oh, speaking of Pia, in apparently Adventure Quest 3D, Amityville Bank opened. So that's very fucking funny that you mentioned Amityville being in that sense, and I know I see this. Oh yeah, I almost called it Sparpox. Star Fox is coming out at some point, isn't it? Did they give like an exact date of when, or is it eventually? Yeah, I'm also happy for their urban development. I don't know why they need a bank though. Wait, of this month? So in like 2 to 4 days? 2 to 3 days. Why did I say 2 to 4? Deltarune Chapter 5. I don't remember seeing that. Then again, I kind of blanked out most of that stuff about that game. So that makes sense. The one thing I fucking hope that we would end up getting some goddamn like acknowledgement on is Blight survival at some point. You're evil. Keep doing it. Because I know the story behind this, or at least some parts of it. So I'm like, yeah, just keep doing it. They deserve it. They fully deserve it based on the shitty outfit they have done. I'll say my hand also hasn't been as bonky as a recent either. It's gotten a little bit better. A little bit better. Still get like the stressed, like, you know, like in at the wrist. I'm trying to, come on, there we go. In at the wrist, come on. It's still like a little stiffer, and at the fingers, these two are still like a little bit more. They take a little bit more mental effort to open and close. Not much, but more than what it would take normally if you were like doing something naturally. Whereas, like, you know, if I'm like opening and closing these hands, it's like I mentally have to put like effort into it. It's not like an automatic type of thing you might do whenever you're talking or whatever. Shouldn't people talk with their hands like I do? Based on the information I understand, no, people don't. But I have to wait till Tuesday to see if there's any more details on other things I want to get. If Steam Machine comes out, sorry, I'm revisiting this point because I keep having to tell myself because I'm like wanting to just go and buy the things I want to buy. That I have to wait for that to come out, or at least be acknowledged, so I have an idea of the time frame. And I hope they don't order pre-orders, because all that means is that the Steam Machine is going to go. Or well, no, the Steam page, I mean, is for it. Will end up doing that. Because everyone's going to want one, or at least, well, maybe not everyone, but like a good chunk of people will want one. And that's great. But also, fucking, I want it to be pushed back. I want to be pushed back so that at least then I have time to prepare. And I can actually like figure out what I want to do. And do basic math. Even though I'm not very good at math. Come on, do the double finger fronts. There you go. past that, there really isn't any other things that I'm aware of that's coming out. Is there? I mean, technically, I still have to redo Demon X Machina at some point, but that's purely on me to remember. Welcome in, lovely assist Taft. Or lovely as is Taff. Why the fuck do you want to pronounce your name? Tell me, because I'm gonna keep misreading it until I get told one way. Okay, lovely. We'll go with lovely. That because the second part is the part where I'm like, how do I read that? How's your day going though? Lovely. I hope it's going. I almost said I hope it's going lovely for you, but I hope it's going well at the very least. I'm not trying to be a punny bastard yet. Yet. I was in your recommendations? Huh? Why am I being recommended? No, I'm not a punny bastard, I swear. Yet. I'm just more surprised that I'm in the recommendations full stop. Like, I'm just wondering how. God damn it. Okay, it's not so bad now. Oh. Well, I hope you had a lovely time with them at the time. I just woke up. Like, maybe about an hour ago, give or take. And I had just had breakfast. So I don't really know what my day was like yet. I haven't really formed an opinion of it yet. Except for my breakfast was nice. Things are a little bit bad like that. It sounds so bad whenever I phrase it like that. I'm still a little tired, but I'll live. Well, actually, there is. I know that you probably intended this to be a joke, but there is like an actual reasoning as to why it's called breakfast, from what I understand. And it's tied to the fact that, yeah, they break fasting because originally you used to fast before going to sleep or whatever, or at least religiously, I think. And quite literally, you're just breaking said fast. That's why it's called breakfast. Though, I don't know, sometimes with the speed I eat my breakfast, I'm pretty damn fast. So, I don't know, I think break fast is quite a apt description at times. But then the other times I'm like a turtle. Well, no, sometimes turtles are really fucking fast. A slug. About as fast as a slug at times. Or a leaking water barrel. Well, that's not really fast either, actually. Wait, no, that is fast. That tends to break, actually. I will thank you for the compliment. Not my original intent, though, because hilariously, like I know what Berserk is now after quite a long time. Surprisingly, if it would surprise you, I didn't know what Berserk was for the longest of time. Like, a lot of my inspiration originally comes from Dark Souls and and well, general Knight stuff, really. So, uh, which admittedly, yes, Dark Souls did take inspiration from Berserk. That I'm aware of. I mean, Artorias of the Bus is literally just a direct one-to-one reference of it. But I didn't ever have Berserk in the notes, so that's actually a very, very good compliment to get randomly. Because most people just say you look like from Dark Souls, and I'm like, yes. Whereas Berserk, I feel like it has like a lot more of a social. Why is my arm right away right there? A social like. How do I explain it? It's way more in the social consciousness than other things, I think. Like, just people know more about Berserk than anything else. Like, in comparison to the other stuff that I'm actually inspired from. Aw, tell him I said hi. And that you've been a lovely person yourself. Minus the pun. Also, thank you very much for the follow. Why did I not hear that? Was my alerts broken? I'm not gonna. Maybe the alerts aren't actually enabled on this scene. No, they are. Hi, Nalan. Guys, it's. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. It's him. It's him. Oh, the fucking slideshow. Hi, Nalan. How you doing? Are you doing well today? I hope you're having a lovely day. Sorry, I have a lot of energy all of a sudden. Yes, I made sure your name was like bright gold text. Because honestly, I think you deserve it, to be honest. But yes, everyone who may or may not know him, that's Nalan Davis, a very, very like he's almost, well, he's not almost, he is my art Oshi effectively. And he had started effectively, like, I won't say my entire career, but he did definitely help me maintain like the passion for still doing art even after all this time, even through like the bonky wrist, and like even during like the aggressive art block I had for fucking months. It's not the Elden Ring text, but I could change it to that if you really want me to. It's the Final Fantasy 14 like victory text or whatever. You know, like whenever it's like duty complete or duty found or whatever. I'm like, I'll do that because that's way like more standout. Because I do have the Elden Ring text as well. Unsurprising to no one. But yeah, he's been a very, very major person in my entire thing. So like I do owe a lot to him. So sorry if I'm like suddenly like picking up all the energy for him, because brother is a real one. That sounds weird. He's very important. And like I'm very proud to have a piece of his work up here. Trust me, if I didn't have one that wasn't of me, I feel like I'd be a fake fan. But I hope you're doing well today, Nolan, at the very least. I had something else I was going to say, and I forgot it. Shit. Yeah, I don't remember. Shit. Well, could be worse. Sorry, I'm still trying to remember what the fuck it was. I really gotta just like let it drop and be like, oh well, it's gone now. Oof. Sorry, I'm like also doing hand stretches at the same time. You might not see it all the time. Whew. But yeah, the fuck. What was I talking about? I actually completely forgotten. Fuck it. I'll pull up a different topic. I was drawing yesterday after testing the wrist and everything, and it still gets like a little stressed. I don't know how to explain it other than like, it feels like, you know, it's like a workout. Not in the good way. Not in the good way. Wait, how do you have unlimited MP? Wait, is there a perk? Wait, what? Or are you just like downing potions like nothing normal? Like they're water? But I was drawing yesterday, trying to get the hand testing again, and no, I don't have the picture up. You're fucked if you think I'm gonna be doing art publicly on stream anymore. Gloves give you 25 MP on crit. Oh. Oh. And you effectively crit every time you attack. So you're gonna just be at a net positive. What gloves are those? Tell me right now. $1.49. Pio, why did you randomly say that? 1,049. Why'd you randomly say that? Night Stalker at the Amphitheater Bandit in Act 2. That one? No. You're gonna have to direct me towards that whenever I get there, because I actually don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, they've priced it at that amount. Then what's the announcement for tomorrow then? But hilariously, speaking about Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity, there's an update for it. So sorry if I suddenly like drop a little bit. It's right as I connect. Yeah, you're gonna have to direct me whenever I actually get there tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? No, tomorrow's Rimworld. On Wednesday. You're gonna have to direct me whenever I get there on Wednesday. Oh, okay. So based on what Pio said here, the Steam machine is apparently priced at 1,050. Then what? Oh, what is this? Your games in the big screen. Okay, what is this? Oh, that's actually way more reasonable for me. Oh my god, the 2 terabit. With controller. I don't want the fucking controller. But join the list at any time before June 25th at 10 a.m. on sometime. Select up to 4 of the... Oh, 4 of the one. Sorry, I'm currently like... 512 gigabytes. That's not really enough. 2 terabits is... Also, hi, Emrian. Welcome in. Fancy seeing you here. You endure... bottom mode. Your work here is gone. Admittedly, you did probably the most important thing for me, so yeah. What do they mean? Hold on, I can click learn more on this. You can sign up. It launches today. Okay. I'm in a reservation system. Although your answer, if you're busy, no problem. You can sign up anytime before Thursday, June 25th. That's 3 days from now. One-time determine the reservation and waitlist order. Email indicating one or two things. I've been added to it. Reserving your name. People in the can enroll you with the option to purchase. And you've been added to the waitlist. Is there... Wait, so it's out. And you for one or more models. I want to be all if you have the from all the others. If you can get a reservation spot for any of the models, just send before you be placed at the waitlist. The model you were closest to the front of. Separated by region. Okay. Oh shit. There often there's a way to run the... Yeah, okay. Park enabling Steam. Okay, I don't care about the Steam OS. I legitimately just want the Steam machine. So, like... Because I can't afford that right now. I can maybe afford it 2 months from now. Give or take. Sorry, I'm currently staring at the Steam page for the Steam machine and trying to figure out if it's worth the risk of signing up now or later. When I get my tax information sorted. It's a UK thing. Also, I have to then pay for them and get them sorted out because I ain't drawing them myself. I tried the draw one mode, it's complete ass. And I don't intend on using it. Because it was also like from like a year ago. Maybe 2 years actually. I am going to have to make a decision tomorrow or today. I'm going to have to wait on this. Sorry, I'm like staring at this fucking thing like I really want it. Okay, well. The only reason why I want the 2 terabit version is because, quite simply, 512 gigabytes not worth it in today's market. 2 terabits is kind of where you have to like put your bases up, unless you're playing a lot of smaller games. But a lot of the bigger games nowadays are just that big. So, kind of just gotta rock with it. Oh, that's. Thanks, Pia, for the update. It's a little annoying, but also, god damn it. I had intended for the model to come out, or I had wanting the model to come out like a few months from now, and I was just like, hey, yeah, you can start like reservations and the like, and you'll get it in 2 months. I think what I might end up doing is... no, because they'll end up doing randomization, and I could just get completely fucked and be immediately put on the very first spot, and they'll be like, hey, you can get one now. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm not ready for this. Shit. But for today's market and everything, I think that's actually like a pretty damn good price. So I'm just gonna have to wait. I'll have to figure out a few things. I'll just kick my ass into gear. Well, that'll be something to worry about later. But Going back to chat proper, Core, Court, do you just want just the controller, or do you want the machine and the controller? And yeah, whenever I get emotes, will be whenever I actually like get affiliate proper. Again, it's just the issue with the tax information. I'm just like too scared to fully commit to it or whatever. So, you know, ends up being like that. Oh, you just want just the controller? Yeah. Yeah. It is one of those things where it's like, do I really? The only reason why I specifically want the Steam machine for all those purposes is that I can then run a dual PC stream thing set up. The reason being is that having a dedicated stream PC with Wardo, that's the thing I'm using to make me on the screen here. Hi. And OBS and like anything else that might potentially be on the background makes games for stream kind of choppy. Because if y'all remember, Rimworld and Tainted Grail were kind of rough last week in regards to like just playing. Now Tainted Grail, admittedly, that probably was just a bad startup, but I have noticed that it's kind of like a little bit more chunkier at times. Whereas Rimworld, surprisingly, when I'm running it off stream and it's just Rimworld and everything and nothing else really, I have about 120, 140 TPS compared to the usual like 80. So it's almost doubled. And I am chalking that up to the fact that I'm running OBS, Wardo, and well, Rimworld obviously, and Rimworld's extremely modded. So that's probably why like the TPS kind of like isn't not doing great because of that. So being able to offload like some of the lighter stuff, which is really just the gaming and everything. It also means that because I have the Steam machine, most of the games that come out now will be like, Steam's going to be pushing for devs to make their games run on whatever the OS is. I think it's like a Linux offshoot or whatever. And they'll be trying to make that like work in tandem with it, which is not the hard part, but the important part, because then it will run on that. Yeah, they're already doing that for the Steam Deck. That's why I know about that, because I know that they said that if you make your game run on Linux, you apparently get like a better cut or whatever in regards to your money and everything. And, partly to encourage devs to specifically build in Linux, which is like I'd say like a good fucking reason to do it, especially since Microsoft. Sorry, I said their name wrong. Microsoft. And because of that, I'd say that's a fucking damn good reason to just get the fucking Steam machine. Plus, also, for all intents and purposes, the price of it and the availability of it, well, the availability is in a little bit of a question. Well, the availability is going to be coming into question probably within the next few days or whatever. At the very least, it will be genuinely an option to get. And because it's pre-built and everything, and it's going to be probably under warranty for however long, it'll be a good option. Plus, also, it'll be small. If it's not super obvious, I have my PC up here on like the actual computer desk, because putting it on the ground is a death sentence for it. I'm not going to go into the reason as to why. But having a very small, compact machine like that would be really good. Like I'd say, like that's worthwhile for me to pay that much for something that small. And it is just as good, if not, I think actually better than my current PC. Actually, that's the funny thing. Because my PC is like 10 something years old, Well, maybe more like 9. Old enough. It's old enough where, like, at this point in time, I know that it's definitely at the bottom range of like PCs. Because at the time, whenever I like got it, it was, I think, mid-range, give or take. And as time has, you know, gone on, it has dropped down. Is it bad I misread tornadoes as tomatoes? And I had to do a double check or double take to make sure that it was actually something else. But guys, we gotta hold on. We gotta wait for him to come back. We can't let go once until he comes back. You have a fear of Nightshade. The fuck do you mean Nightshade? Oh, we can let go? I mean, can we stop holding on? Like, or do we gotta keep holding on? Like, just tell me. Tomatoes are a form of Nightshade. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. Oh, it's just a type of. Wait, of course, is that like a legitimate thing? Or is that a joke? Like. Okay, yes, just tell me, is it a joke or is it like a legitimate thing? Like, just say joke or legitimate. Saying yes just makes me think it's both. No, I'm saying, well, I know it's, well, sorry, let me rephrase. I know that presumably it's an actual real thing for people. I'm saying, is it a real thing for him? Because if it's a real thing for him, oh God. But if it's a joke and he doesn't have that, then cool. I didn't know tomatoes. Okay, yeah, that's good to know that it's not a legitimate thing for you, Cor. What comment? What comment could be on stream right now that what you could totally just see the original author for and like point at him and laugh of like a funny bit that I will never let him live down because it was funny. You know, what kind of joke would be on stream like that we'd have to live with for the next God knows how long, that would be, you know, immortalized for as long as I could feasibly do it? I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, I am not a rusted bucket of old. I am not a rusted old bucket of bolts. I'm not a machine. I'm a person. I'm just hiding my face underneath. You can call me ugly instead. It's way more beneficial. It's okay. You can't see my face. You don't know if I'm ugly or not. You can call me ugly. It's fine. Sorry. Huh? Okay, well, hold on. I'm not a prototype clanker either. Admittedly, no, I still wouldn't be a clanker full stop. Like, I would replace, you know, 90% of my body with machine, but I still wouldn't be a clanker. I'd still be effectively somewhat human. But also, what do you mean you can't use charged anything anymore? What is that debuff you got? Does it slow down the charge times, or does it make you perish? I don't know how else to explain it. Sorry, I'm not just thinking. Same vein. The so the Thorns build. Now, the true Thorns build is you take damage, you deal Thorns damage back. Oh, it increases by 100% per level. That's not the worst. It's not the worst. Because I feel like there are builds where using up your mana faster is a good thing because it gives you more power. I could have sworn there was something like that. But... Oh, you can't afford to cast them. Oh, because you don't have enough mana. Oh, that's pretty ass, actually. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to cast it in the first place. But going back to the original thought I was thinking of. So there are two types of Thorns build, or at least return damage from where it came from originally type of build. Well, technically three, depending on the way you want to phrase it. The first one that's like a asterisk is the parry and return projectiles to where they came from. That technically would return damage if you hit enemies with the thing that came at you with. Flash costing 100 MP to cast makes me want to die. Oh damn. That is spicy. But getting melee retaliation is specifically damage done to you after damage reduction gets applied to the enemies. You can get that as a trait, or a perk, sorry. And you can also get it as stuff on gear. And if you were to get all the debuffs that specifically increase enemy damage, I could see you running a HP tank build where you specifically spec into retaliation. And, well, you make enemies kill themselves again. Though I'm not too sure if that would be consistent. You'd have to really figure out like the min-max on like getting high personal defense so that your like HP isn't completely fucked. Or no, you wouldn't have to. You would just have to go like a full HP build. Everything would just be HP. Everything would just have to be HP, or well, HP or melee retaliation, one or the other. But you would need to have like an insane amount of HP. Look, for all intents and purposes, I'm praying that this theoretical build in this here challenge would run doesn't get something that reduces your max HP. Reduce max stamina, reduce mana, sure. HP, I think that's a debuff I would actually specifically be avoiding. Because I feel like you could get the debuffs that are like, okay, you know, crit chance damage and weak point stuff would be all things you could easily just take and it'd be completely fine because you're not attacking. Like, I mean, you could attack, but like, there's no real reason to at that point. You'd be stacking the shit out of your HP and everything. And I think the only thing that I'd be worried about is like the on-kill stuff because, well, think of it like this, Akora. Though you kill something, the tier 3 weird spawns. It attacks you. You kill it. Just another tier 3 weird spawn. Also, the fact I'm saying spawn in the same sense is kind of making my tongue kind of go. No, it doesn't do that. Okay, so it counts as like a separate entity. Huh. So it counts as a separate entity, and oh, 30% is pretty rough. 30% is pretty damn rough. I don't know if I would ever pick up that one. Oh, have a lovely day, Fet. Or, sorry, Lune. And thank you very much for the lurk. And please enjoy your day too. Please. Come on. Do the please. Do the thing. But yeah, thank you for the lurk. Please have a nice day, and thank you for even being here. Oh, it's... Hold on, I didn't see it stacks part. So every time you kill something, it stacks 30%. So after, what, 4 kills, it's 120%? Does it go beyond 100%, or does it cap at 100%? Because all that means is that you'd have to, like, count the amount of enemies there, kill enough, and then run away from the rest, return and kill the rest. Oh, it means those 4 segments where you have to fight a ton of enemies is going to be rough. Oh, it stops when you have 1 HP, 1 mana, and 1 stamina. Genuinely, that becomes a game of, like... No, you would have to just kill 1 enemy, run away from the rest. And just keep doing that, because 60% reduction in everything is bad. It's nowhere near... It's not as bad late game. Actually, no, it's still pretty fucking bad at late game, actually. Yeah, like, you can probably deal with 2 enemies within that 10-second time frame, and after that, you have to wait 10 seconds. I wonder if there's, like, ways to, like... And the stealth bolt doesn't really work because a lot of the fights are just, yeah, you're fighting now. Oh man, there really isn't much ways you can, like, go about this, is there? No, realistically, like, you would have to kill everything all at the same time or within the same time frame, and then just chill, because you probably have nothing to fucking work with. Holy shit, that sounds horrible. I'm gonna avoid that debuff. I don't want that. I want to be able to run and kill things and then run away. Well, as long as enemies, or if I don't take a debuff that makes me slower, we're good. If there is a debuff that makes me slower, we're not good. We're so not good. We're so fucked. So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm gonna have to look into a few things as well. Because I kind of want to do another, like, actual challenge run outside of the challenge run in Tainted Grail, but I kind of want to finish RimWorld. So we'll have to see. At least figuring out how we want to go about it. Though no promises of me actually doing that, because realistically I'm looking for other things I can do at some point. Because I feel like once I beat the challenge one Tinder Grill, I probably will take another, like, at least 1 game break. Or, like, I'll do another game in between, finish it, then go back to Tainted Grail, because I don't know, I like Tainted Grail. It's scratching an itch. I really mean it, I'll tell you that much. Pardon me. Oh. No, I think Steam. Sorry, I'm still thinking about the Steam machine. I think NG Plus and NG Plus 2 and 3 are all doable. But at that point, you're really stacking, like, the same type of ignorable debuffs, or at least praying you're getting them. Because... I mean, how else are you gonna fucking do it? Because at that point, you're not leveling anymore. You're just trying to speedrun through the game. Like, if anything, I probably end up doing like all the really quick shitty ends so I can get to NG +3 and be like, done. Because the fucking D-boss every 2 levels, that's what I'm saying. That I feel like it'd be a little bit more rewarding and actually a little bit more interesting if on chapter start, you were given a buff that specifically gave you some power and so much perform in a different way that the game wasn't ever going to touch. How that would work, I don't fucking know. But it would be a little bit more approachable, for lack of a term. Yeah. Well, I don't know. The level ones for me so far have been kind of like not the worst. Well, they can I say that I keep avoiding the ones that completely fuck me. Like I can't use summon now because 50% of the damage I'm taking. Like I would end up taking like, yeah, cast speed and attack speed down. I'd probably end up running with that, but I just do full charge spells at that point in time. Though no, I'd be upping my base damage. I am not surprised you have dealt like 200k damage. I actually fully expect you to deal more damage as time goes on. But that's why I'm wondering, like, how do they really determine like the debuffs you're getting? I know it's probably just random and there's no actual like math or anything behind it because you can't like save scum them. Like if you're going to get these like the attack speed, cast speed penalty, and then the 50% damage from your summons goes to you plus the movement speed buff that enemies get. I'm wondering, like, is that a preordained one, or is that like, okay, we see what you're doing in your build, we're gonna try and like smack the shit out of that to make it harder for you to do. Yeah, like all the block ones and like all those ones I just ignore, or well, I take them because I don't have to interact with them, so it's like, who cares? But like all the ones that actually do affect me are like ones I'm like figuring out how they actually would work theoretically, just so I'm not completely ruined by them. Though I'm not too sure on the general approach with that. We'll have to see. Because I'm now very curious of like what the sorry, I'm like someone's asking me something about the Steam Machine. Yeah, the Scythe has been in the game for a hot minute. I think is that the one that they added before or after Saris? I'm not sure. Is it a crit weapon? Like my question is it a crit weapon? Because if it is a crit weapon, it's the one they added after Saris. Because I know Saris added one that's a water weapon, I think. Yeah, it's a crit weapon. Well, I mean, it doesn't crit, but like its main gimmick is playing off of your crit. Because they added like a few shields, a few maces. I think there was like a magic weapon that all these things specifically work off like your crit stuff. So like you could actually do like a true crit build with those weapons. But they were only added because they, I think, did some changes with like the crit items that already existed in the game. They basically just nerfed the shit out of them, but they gave compensation by adding in other weapons that actually could build off of your crit stuff. Yeah, you're pretty much Cyrus is gonna be like where you get more steroids. Because of the the Cyrus perk tree. I actually don't know how many perks you can actually get out of that entire area thing. So I'm not too sure if it's actually like going to be super worthwhile. I know what the leech you can get like 4, or is it 5? But I also didn't like attempt to like fully clear Cyrus either. I think I did a good enough job just dipping into it and playing it, but I definitely didn't feel like I cleared it. Oh, also I should add that you do keep your current Cyrus perk progress whenever you do go back through to like new game plus, I mean. And you can reselect or like re-get all the perks and extra perks, you know what I mean, like you get more perk points for Cyrus if you go through it again. So Cyrus might actually be like a very, very good source of like basically damage steroids for most builds, or at least balancing out. But that's also why, like I said, like I probably will end up going the condition build as well, or at least dipping into the conditions, because it's just more damage, and it's more sources of damage that, frankly, I might as well just get. Because eventually, when my crit chance is like a true 100%, or at least I modified 100%, either through gear or whatever, and not through actual like raw stats, I'm going to just be looking for other sources of damage to just put more power onto it. Sure, I could keep dipping into like the critical damage, but the issue with that is that that's going to reach a hard cap at some point. And the only real power I'm going to get from it is from gear, I think. Because I don't think after a point your level gives you anything. Though I did turn off the Dark Souls scaling because... I'm sorry, I don't like the Dark Souls scaling. I hate that because it's not a true amount. It's always like that weird cumulative, like, oh, it's 100%. It's actually 80%. It's not true at all. You get less investment, and I fucking hate that. Fucking hate that type of like less investment type of bullshit. It's like, why? I don't want to do math. Plus, also, most weapons don't like keep scaling after a point anyway. They only scale with like one specific type of stat, and then that's it. There's no point in like getting quality stats. I think the only weapons that can scale with that is, I think, some magic weapons. But like, I'm not getting a dex strength weapon and having it stack with it, because dex only does attack speed. I guess technically attacking faster is always a better thing, but I don't know. I don't think attacking faster is going to be much beneficial whenever you have a penalty to it that's like a few 100,000, or sorry, not a few 100,000, a few hundred. Yeah, oh, that's fine then. That means it's probably makes more sense going to Cyrus then, and probably maybe dipping into like the status stuff. Just again, more sources of damage. Though I'm now sitting here as well, like going, do I want to also maybe look into survivability? But I'm not sure. It's gonna be a rough time going through this, because it's gonna be a long-term run. I think hilariously, I might actually finish Rimworld before that, which is, yeah, I'm kind of actually on like the end bit of it. Well, the base is not really the most prettiest. I am at least going to end up probably being done with the Rimworld sooner than fucking Tainted Grail. I'll tell you that much. The reason being is that Rimworld is, well, my main goal is seeing what happens whenever I get Harumi to ascend to like the god level stuff, and that all that literally is just her existing. And then if she's still like actually interactable pawn, going and then attacking the evil cultivator faction and then just wiping that out, and then that'll be it. I still want to try and figure out a way to get onto the other cultivation stuff, but I still don't know. The language barrier is making it hard to figure that out. But she's already kind of insane with just the fucking raw stats she has, so I'm kind of like looking to pull out the power on like other characters to make them all equally strong. Well, maybe not equally strong, but as goofy and strong as her to an extent. Though I think that if I were to do another run of that, I would probably end up doing more of a Twitch chat one. Basically, anyone who comes in and Twitch basically says, yeah, these are the ones that are the most active. They become the actual colonists, and everyone else becomes like the little mechanoids, or maybe animals, depending. I might have to look into a mod to make animals a little bit more cohesive if I end up doing that. Well, maybe not cohesive, but like, you know, respondable? No. Responsive. That's the word. Where they would actually like be a little bit more beneficial to have rather than just turn them into food and leather and then be done with it. Give or take. Not too sure. Though I think I don't really know what to do after Tainted Grail or Rimworld at that point, to be honest. Like, what game would be a long game? Like, Rimworld is the long game right now, and I don't know if there would be any other games that would be a long. I mean, I hate to say this. I can probably get Gargadus's Tower now, so that might be like a long-term playthrough if I really want to. That, or I end up doing something else. I'm not too sure. Nah, it won't be 2027, because I feel like with Tainted Grail at least, going to NG+3, the reality is that I'll stop doing some of the side quests, and I'll only realistically do the side quests that have the pieces of gear that I want, or any free like stat buffs that are just free. Because you know there are like skill points and stat points you can get for free for like certain items and stuff. So like those quests are always going to be worthwhile to do because they'll just buff out your overall like choices way better. But I don't think I'd be doing the ones that just are like, yeah, go collect 50 wood and repair this. I'd just ignore those ones. I mostly do the ones that are like immediately beneficial, or at least have good numbers to back up what I have. Because the first run through I think is going to be the most unique in the sense of like you're figuring out your build. You're mad that wet is a debuff. Yeah, wet is a debuff in the underwater stuff. You think most of the enemies would be wet by default. See, I can understand it if you're like dealing with the land dwellers, but the fucking fact that most of those enemies there are all like underwater and everything. I still question how the fuck you're able to breathe under it, but I think it's because of the Sea Lord. Well, I mean, you don't have to specifically build it. It's because well, I mean, you're applying bleed with like crits from the talent, correct? You're not using the ring anymore? Or are you still using the ring to get double dip on the bleed buildup? Okay, so you're still using the ring because of the stack. Then that might change my other statement, because I was about to say I'm pretty sure there is a ring in the game that basically does what the bleed ring does, but it's for wet. The only reason why I think that exists is because I swore I saw it on the like wiki whenever I was looking the other day whenever I was in the call with you. But hard to exactly say. Hard to exactly say. Because I'm not too sure on how the general approach will end up being. Though I think bleed is still probably like the best one to go for unless you end up dipping into like frost magic, because freezing enemies is pretty much how you're going to remove like almost all the difficulty within the game itself. And the main reason being is that, you know, they're frozen, they fall over. If you get that duration increase, ability, I don't remember what it's called, but if you get the duration increase on it, then you can just keep stacking that, and eventually you just kind of make it so that they never actually do anything. Though, unironically, it might be more worthwhile just doing like a passive build where, and oh my god, hilariously thinking about it, a straight up just Thorns build with the build of HP and or a lot of HP regen genuinely might be the de facto way to like kind of ignore a lot of the difficulty with challenge mode eventually. Because sure, you end up taking like a more damage and everything, but if you end up reducing the damage to like a mitigatable degree and you have a lot of HP and you're passively still like healing like a monster, then who cares? Yeah, that might actually be like the fucking way to do it. God damn it. Well, if you get the shell right, well, in your case, you can't take fucking hits full stop because you don't have the damage reduction in the first place to do it, and you don't have the HP to do it. I do, thankfully. Well, for now at least. I'm still in the Act 1. I haven't actually gotten like a minus HP amount. So we'll see. I'm just hoping I don't get anything that completely ruins the build. Because like if it's like choose between three lesser evils, both are pretty fucking evil though. It's like, oh no, I'm so fucked. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I'm still worried about it. Because I feel like there's going to be a point where I'm going to be soft locked because I can't just perform the way I want to perform, and that forces me to like fundamentally change everything. Because you know what the funny thing is? Increasing the amount of money that I have to pay, I think actually is like a non-debuff. Like increasing the amount of money I just have to pay for stuff is like not that bad. Sure, it sucks late game, but at that point, just use some of the origin potions, respec, become a merchant build, make so much money and build into it, and then just kind of go back to your previous build with another origin potion and ignore that. I don't know. Because I know that plus 10 is New Game Plus. So basically, if you have like a plus 50 item, your gear will generally be better than anything you could get from New Game Plus. Oh shit, just punched the fucking microphone. Well, no, hold on. This isn't saying like specific give bandits 10,000 extra damage. This is specifically with the intent to spend the money, not hold on to it. It's not like, oh, build up wealth. It's spend the fucking wealth. Because if you end up becoming like a money build and everything, ideally, you've built up stuff that you can sell. And or figure out a way to like, you spend maybe a few hours just info crafting. I don't know, like some items. And just keep selling that and just have a ton of money. With, again, the intent to upgrade your gear, not just sit on it like a dragon. Because obviously it's depending how much money you have in your pocket at the time, right? It's not like how much you've spent. If it's how much you spent, I'm already fucked. Because those bands are going to be hitting me for like instantaneously like 4,000 damage or some shit like that. Because I think I've spent like 20 or 30k already. Mostly on upgrades. Don't judge me. I mean, you can, but... Though, I would also say that the money build also comes with the stamina and mana reduction costs, so it's still, like, worthwhile, because it means that your normal attacks will be reduced by that amount. So it might genuinely still be worthwhile, especially if you've got, like, stamina and mana increase costs. Because even if they are increased... Still, a 50% decrease is still going to be a 50% decrease. I just don't know if it's like the 50% first, then you get the minus 100%, or if it's, 50% of like whatever the negative make you be. Because I'm not so sure on how the math actually works. Because again, percentages. Because I'm assuming like the debuffs would come before the buffs so that the buffs could at least offset it just a little bit. But if the debuffs come after the buffs, then it doesn't matter about the buffs at that point. You just take the debuffs and you avoid the buffing of that specific stat. So I'm not too sure. Okay, but it is now late enough where I am going to raid out to someone. I just need to figure out who. Shit, I just refreshed something I didn't want to refresh. God damn it. Hold on, bear with me. Because again, just chatting is only 2 hours. I actually kind of ran out of shit to talk about. All I've been doing is talking about the fucking challenge mode in Tinder Grill. Which isn't a bad thing, but I feel like I'm walking in circles. I think we're going to raid someone doing Wuthering Waves. If I can spell her name or their name. Because their name is Selhandrail. They've been in here a few times, and they're currently playing Wuthering Waves. And as someone who's played a lot of gachas before, I don't blame them. They tend to have like a little bit of a nice little itch to the entire gameplay. So we are going to raid them. Again, they're playing Wuthering Waves and everything. But if you have liked... Oh yeah, I've just been talking and waffling for like several hours. Well, 2 hours. If you have liked what I've done so far and want to keep supporting me and or encouraging me, hit the like button on the stream itself, on YouTube at least, and if you do like it, hit the subscribe button on YouTube as well. And if you do have a Twitch account and we're on Twitch right now, hit me with a follow or two. Might be kind of cool of you to be based like that. Because I'm close to getting 175 followers total, I think. So it'd be cool to be able to actually get up there. But until then, I'm going to catch you all later. For tomorrow on Rimworld. Yeah, tomorrow will be Rimworld. So until then.